Well, you're watching the stream as well, but
I am watching, but I'm on delayed, aren't I? So slick as the endings.
it's a very merry tune.
Are you live?
We are, yeah.
I can't see it.
15, 16 seconds in, we're rolling.
Okay.
Make use of every minute.
Yes. It's not going to be as long this time, is it? You said you wanted to go and watch Mandalorian. So, welcome to how many people we've got watching, Ed?
15.
15, that'll do. Welcome to Backpedal. Backpedal is a new YouTube channel created by two cycling YouTubers and me. And we just get together and I thought you like that one, Phill. We just get together and have a chat. So instead of having a private conversation, you can just listen to us babble along. So tonight, the main topic is discussing our plan for the Festive 500. And we haven't had an hour chat before. We literally come on 5 minutes before just to listen to what the ideas are. So we're going to let you know what the plan is for that. First things first, today is the last episode of The Mandalorian has released of Series 2, Season 2. I got the finale spoilt on social media, but on Facebook. So please don't put anything in the chat. So anyone in the chat will be barred for life from Phil's channel.
That includes you, Phill.
Yeah, Phill won't watch it. But please don't spoil it in the chat. I went on and did I know you shouldn't go on social media. I went on and put a Backpedal message post on Facebook earlier, and Adam Harris, if you're in the chat, posted something and it just popped up. So there's no way I could miss it. Naughty, spoiler alert. So no Star Wars spoilers in the chat, please. Ed's going to watch it afterwards. I've had a sneaky look because I knew what happened, so it's kind of a bit boring, but there we go.
Yeah.
So, have you had a good week, Ed? What's that on your shirt?
It's my name.
Available from where?
It's really difficult when you're looking at a mirror of yourself.
Something I try not to do.
It's been a pretty good week, actually. I've been back on the bike. Done a couple of easy rides, like Zone 1. So fresh, I could just feel like my heart pounding, like every beat, every time I ride over 100 beats a minute. It's so alien to me, which is weird.
What? You mean alien? You mean human?
Yeah, human, that's it, yeah. I am of this earth. I am of this earth.
But you're back.
I'm back. We're Ed mode in.
You're Ed mode in. Where can you buy that t-shirt?
Link down below.
Will there be a version, Ed mode version 2.0?
Yeah, there'll have to be, won't there? Well, that's if we get back to Ed mode.
Well, Ed mode 2 version 2.0 could be a lot slower than Ed mode 1, but hopefully not. We think not.
You've got that Wahoo desk, haven't you? So that's like your, Zimmer frame. I've seen you push that around the house.
That is true, yeah. It's not quite as agile as a Zimmer frame, though. Yeah.
Are you saying the £200 sponsored Wahoo desk isn't as good as a Zimmer frame?
Well, you wouldn't be able to put your laptop on a Zimmer frame; it'd fall right through, wouldn't it?
I do. Well, yeah. Would you need a laptop if you had a Zimmer frame?
Unless you put an ironing board on it, but you can't because notoriously Zimmer frames are sloped, don't they? So when you put your hands on them, it's like a bike. Your hands aren't like that.
How have you had a good week, Phill?
Yeah, as good as not a great week. I've got to be honest with you. I had my little hospital appointments, that kind of thing, and it's been a big end of work. But we're now on the homeward run, I reckon, to a nice little break over Christmas. Obviously, a socially distanced break, but and a festive 500, and getting a few, or a festive 555 if you're doing it on Zwift. I know Ed doesn't believe in the 555, but definitely.
Phill, nice segue.
What? But just before that, what I really want to know is, did you vlog your MRI scan?
No, I didn't. No, I did not. Because they won't let you take it in there, even if I wanted to.
Did you ask them? Oh,
no, I didn't ask them. No, I got a feeling it would probably corrupt the SD card, I would guess. I'm not a technical expert, as people know, but I think it probably wouldn't work.
I think it's worth a go.
Well, get yourself a disease and I don't know, a prescription to go for an MRI scan and give it a go.
I'm near Butlins.
Probably won't be the most thrilling of YouTube material.
I don't know. You've seen my channel. So and you're racing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm back on a crit race, so I'm going to have it's a longer one. It's like a 12-lap crit race, and it's the way you don't like. I think it's called the Bell Lap.
Bell Lap or downtown
Ed will laugh
Dolphin?
at this. Scott describes it as a steep hill that you have to go up.
Epic mountain.
I think the gradient kind of hits 5% at one stage. But no, I do understand, actually. The irony is, on that course, that little hill does make quite a difference, full stop, because it's all relative to the effort people are putting in on it, and the people are putting in just absurd effort there. So I'm always concerned about getting dropped on those crit circuits early doors, and if I get to kind of lap 8 in the bunch, then I'll be all right.
They're good fun though, aren't they? I really it's nice to see you last week try it, because you know they're not your cup of tea, and it was good fun, wasn't it? It was good content.
That'll probably be the first bit of racing I'll do when I come back, because like A, it'll be short, and B, like yes, obviously it'll be intense, but I'd still hope, fingers crossed, and I'd be able to do 4 watts per kilo and draft and not be redlining it with my heart rate. But so far the signs are not good, man. I'm doing 150 beats a minute at 225 watts, which is 4 watts per kilo, but 150 beats a minute is I should be doing 300 watts.
You might win a C race.
This is the thing, right? I want to do a B and a C race, because I wouldn't just if I was in a state I was in now and I was riding with people out on the road, I would do chain gangs, but I would ride with people who are at my level so that I can build back into it. I can't just jump back into any race. It's going to kill me.
Yeah, especially the Zwift ones, isn't it? It's
but people do say though that the Bs and the Cs are probably harder than some of the A races.
The hardest starts, I think. I've done one A race. I think I've won a B race, and I find the C starts are harder than the B races, because I think everyone just goes and all the sandbaggers go and just
maybe
drop their watts.
Maybe you two can ride for me when I make my comeback.
Come on, Phill.
I'm sorry. The C's and B starts are harder than the A starts.
Yeah.
No,
if you think about it, all the C's
I do
are just...
not accept that in any way, shape, or form.
I can't wait for you to join me in a C race when I'm back to fitness, and we'll see if you can keep on.
We'll see in the C's. Anyway.
Yes.
That is fighting talk. Oh, yeah.
See you in September.
The
topic.
Yeah, the Rapha Festive 500. We have to make sure we keep mentioning the full name so that YouTube picks it up. I'm learning from you.
So for all the newbies in the chat, what is the Festive 500, Ed?
Hang on. It's you have to ride 500k, don't you? You have to train like a pro. You have to ride 500k.
How long?
Between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. New Year's Day.
New Year's Eve, I think. So 7 days.
It's 8 days.
So is that what a pro racks up in a typical week, is it, Ed? 500 kilometres?
Well, indoors, probably not, because it's at Zwift speed, it's probably only going to be between 12 and 15 hours. I mean...
They'll be doing 20.
Well,
yeah, I mean, Vegan's doing 20 now, isn't he? But that's all indoors, to be fair.
He was doing 20 hours editing a day as well. So it's so Christmas Eve, you can go out, you can stop, get all your shopping done. You've got 7 days. Well, I think so. So are we saying 7 days or 8 days?
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Typical Backpedal preparation there. 8 days then. So why did I do it in 6 days last year?
Oh, got to take a drink.
So if you didn't know, so I went out last year, and just to fill you in quickly, where's my notes? I did, last year I did, day 1 I did 75 miles, day 2, 28 miles. I don't know what the kilometers are. Day 3, 50 miles. Day 4, 40 miles. Day 5, 62 miles. And day 6 was 79. So I did a total of 334 miles, which is 540 kilometers within 6 days. With nearly 10,000 meters of climbing, 16,000 feet of climbing.
And that was outdoors in the rain and all that kind of stuff as well.
Outdoors, 2 degrees one day. Horrible.
So how many hours did you say that took you?
Yeah, well, 3 weeks. No, I don't know the hours, but I've got it written down. So you go out.
Time is relative.
all you've got to do is go out every day, cycle your bike, go over the limit early on, and try and get a few extra miles in. So I actually was really sick on the last day because I was riding in the wet and the cold. So luckily I'd bagged enough miles to complete it, because there's no way I was going out the last day. I was in bed. So
Nat tried to sabotage your badge.
Where is my badge? I should have it. I wanted to get it framed in a big thing because it's tiny, and you get a little roundel, a little badge.
Yeah, that's all Dax talk, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where it comes from.
Brevet. Is it a brevet or something?
Is that what they say in Welsh? So you get this. Rapha send it out to you. So I think this is the first year they're not doing it. They're not going to do that. So yeah, I can stitch that on my bike somewhere. So yeah, what's the plan then, Ed? So if anyone wants to do this crazy challenge, ride 500 kilometers. Phill did this experiment last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, where he rode 100 kilometers outdoors and 100 kilometers indoors. And you found out it was how many? Over to you, Phill, for that. I can't. 13.8%.
Well, I came up with 12%, but Lord Delego corrected me with my arithmetic quite correctly to say 13.6%. And then I had the supreme pleasure of correcting Lord Delego's arithmetic to say, in fact, he was correct. I had understated the differential. It is, in fact, 13.2% differential, i.e., to cover a kilometre on Zwift, it is 13.2% faster. Therefore, to my mind, Festive 500, if you're riding it all on Zwift, should be more like the Festive 555, maybe 575.
I've done the thumbnail now.
You can change it.
Yeah.
The thing is, yeah. The reason why I was, because for those of you in the chat, Phill tried to...
Let me just stop you right there, Ed. What is going on with the peak on your cap there? That's a flat cap peak. That's what the...
It's called what under 30s wear.
Yeah.
Oh,
dear me. Oh my word.
I know it winds you up, so I put it on.
You're lucky I can't wear caps with these ears, because it's just like...
Well, you could tuck them in, because that's another hack, isn't it?
But they're too big for that, I think.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, you look cool. I've seen that in a video, actually, one of your videos where you tuck them in. I thought it's more aero that way, isn't it? Lewis Don had a bit of a bent peak, didn't he?
There we go. I won't deny Phill anymore.
So what? So Phill, are you going for 555?
Because I'm all about the time.
Yeah, because you're a pro.
Yeah, I'll probably go. Probably go for the 555. Yeah, I mean, when you get to if you get to 500,
what's another 55?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Zwift, it only takes 10 minutes.
You're doing it on Ruby.
Just another race.
Yeah, just one more race. 3 races that last day. So the idea is we're going to do some streaming. So they're not going to be meetups, are they, Ed?
Yeah, well, they could be, or we could find group rides. I mean, people are in the chat now. They can comment, but we could find group rides that are already on Zwift and hijack them. We can do our own group rides, but still have people around us, the ones where you don't, it's not just you, but you can have everybody else in the world. Or we can just have like a predetermined meeting spot and just ride from there, but it'll take a bit more work then, because you'd be like, oh, we've got to turn left, we've got to turn right. So
yes, what you could, but I think if you follow someone, then you do the ride with Ed. I think you would follow them technically.
Ooh, I don't know.
I I think. But if not, we could go, right, we'll choose a course. We'll be pan flat on my day anyway. So the idea, you said in a video, so just go through your 40, 80, 90, 40, 40, 20, 72 kilometers. So day one. So the idea, we're gonna stream a couple on Backpedal. I'm gonna take a 40. We're all gonna do one stream on this channel. So they're all gonna be the 40-kilometer streams, and Ed's gonna kick it off on Christmas Eve. 40 kilometers, a big 40 kilometers with Ed.
Come and put yourself in a hole on day one.
And that is on Backpedal as well. So we'll get the information out on the social medias, and just to say about when to join. And I'll do a little graphic of what channels are streaming what. So it's literally going to be, we're all going to take the 3 shorter days, and then it's going to be free for all, stream what you want after that. So
Lord the Lego has made a splendid point here.
Yep.
He said, will we be taking the benefit of the blob, or do we have TT bikes, is the unsaid question from the good Lord. And
tell the good Lord.
Lord, oh Lord.
Tell the good Lord that we are indeed blobbing. We're doing none of this TTing.
We may as well do it outside if we were on the TT bike.
So there you have it, Lord. We're blobbing. Even though
blobbing.
if you're not blobbing, it's still super fast in comparison to what you do outside.
Yeah, we're gonna be making history. 43 kilometers an hour.
Ed won't remember Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, well.
Do you?
Yeah,
Too early for the impressions again.
The pink thing with the spots on him.
Oh, you better go to doctors. Right, so that's her Christmas Eve. You're going to take a 40-kilometer.
Yeah, 40
flat. Is it going to be flat, hilly?
Yeah, it's gonna be rolling.
Undulating.
Heard
that before.
It won't be the jungle, probably.
Phil's going to do that. Leave that for Phill. Yeah, leave that for Phill. The jungle.
I did the jungle twice last weekend. That's the last time I'll be in the jungle ever.
Okay, so then the day after, Scott might be streaming on Backpedal.
So I'm going to stream the day after, which is Christmas Day. So Christmas Day, we'll crack open the cider early.
Hang on, whoa. Why is Phill laughing now? What's happening? What have we said?
No, Christmas Day, I mean, that's like the graveyard shift, isn't it?
It's just going to be me.
It's notoriously the best day of the year to ride your bike is Christmas Day.
Is it really? Is that
last
a
year?
Yeah.
I nearly died last year. I did.
Yeah, that's because you live where you live, like in Wales.
I did 28 miles last day with me and
drunk.
Bullet Bell. I think that's the trouble. The roads are really quiet. No one's expecting to see cyclists out. Everyone's had a few too many snowballs. Again, probably Ed too well. Do you get that reference, snowballs? Do you know what a snowball is?
Yes, a drink.
Yes, yeah, we get that, Scott. We're educated.
Yeah, but I don't know. If
educated.
Yeah, another T-shirt idea. So Christmas Day, I'm going to take that on 40 kilometers. Someone's just said in the chat, and then the chat is kicking off. I think it was Adam Turner said, I could do mine with Coco Cadence. So that could be a nice little...
Actually, yes, using the pace partner, we can indeed use the pace partner.
Because then you can jump in and out, and if you get off the bat, you could technically restart the...
Actually, that's brilliant, isn't it, actually? Because if you, say, for example, we're doing the 80k a day, then, say if we started at 8 a.m, which is highly likely that we will do for most of them, 8 a.m. start, pace partner. Say if you miss the first hour, you'll know where we are because we're with the pace partner. So we won't do it every day, maybe, but it's an option.
Well, I will, because I'll Oh yeah, because we're not riding to time, we're riding to kilometres, so it'll be done as fast as possible, isn't it? We might have a little few, maybe do a bit leftovers or something on. I know that's Boxing Day, isn't it? So Paul Hamblett Piglet there said Christmas morning is the best morning to ride, and it is. It's fantastic. Go and look at my ride from last year, Paul. You can go and find it. No link below. And then go on then, Ed. What's the following?
So the Sunday is going to be a free for all.
Which won't be Backpedal. It'll probably be Phill streaming, you streaming.
Yeah, Scott, you won't be doing anything.
No, who wants to see that on my main channel?
It's a chance. Funny enough, it's a chance that if you don't want to stream, you can film a video, or more so for riding purposes, you could do a race, and then like Phill likes to do a race early in the morning. So if you did a race for the first hour, and then race finishes in Watopia's beachfront downtown area, everyone could meet there afterwards. So you've done the first hour of a race and then do a bit of a spin afterwards.
So just make
optional day.
And what time will be the evening ones, Ed? So obviously 8 a.m. start for a morning one, so that people can go to work if they need to go to work, as do I. And an evening one.
Evening one is likely to be like 6 or 7, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, not too late, because I know there's a lot of people who say like if they go too late, it's like messes with their sleep, and it's like a happy medium. So between 6 and 7 probably, yeah.
I think the main thing to do is we'll try and put this. We can't put out community posts on Backpedal yet because we haven't got 1,000 subs. So make sure you are subscribed and help us get to that so we can put out posts. Just check the socials. So sign up to. I mean, Facebook might be the easiest way to get this out rather than Instagram. But so go over to Backpedal on Facebook, and we can put lists and graphics of when the times are going to be. Follow each of us on. I was going to say Twitch then. The Karen Jeffers. Follow us each on Zwift, and then you'll see when we're riding, and then it'll be easy to jump in. So, yeah, it'll be nice to do it. 555 Festive 555, and yeah, it'll be 3 of the shorter ones will be on Backpedal. Potentially, I might do a longer one if the other 2 guys are streaming. I might do a longer one on Backpedal, but yeah, that will be cool. How are you feeling ahead of it, Phill? You've never ridden this distance in this space of time, have you?
No, I'm quietly confident.
And are you going to take any?
I'm quietly confident. As long as we don't get too carried away, we'll be quietly confident.
Are you going to use any like additional stuff that you might not normally use, like chamois cream?
Yeah, this is a really interesting point. Yeah, or EPO. No, I think chamois cream. I might buy some of that Velo skin that Mr. Pritch sells. I think, I hadn't thought about that. But
you could swap it for a quad lock.
Indeed, I could.
Or a light lock.
But yeah, some chamois cream.
I think for me, it was, I mean, obviously last year I was going out 4 hours in 2 degrees in the rain some days. It was the repair gel. It's the, what is it? What's the really nice bum cream? The really white brand, Italian brand.
D's Nuts.
No, classier than that, Ed. The real expensive one. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. But I use that one. It's like repair gel. That was the best thing for me because it really dries out. It's neutral, pH neutral for men and women, and it really dries.
What is this talk about chamois cream like?
This is repair gel.
I thought he was going to overshare for a second there, but I think we stepped back into the world of science and pHs and all that.
I'll show you. Yeah. I'll upload a. You see what I've just typed into Google. Skin.
Is it actually difficult? I mean, this festive. It didn't. I mean, how hard can it be?
Well, I mean, if you go easy enough, it's not hard. I mean, I guess if you were to race 500 kilometers, it might be a different story, but yeah, you'd be fine.
Good.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I've done it outside, so I know I can do it, and I've obviously done like 800 miles in about 10 days in Mallorca before as well, so I can do the days. I haven't been on the bike much, so but I'm pretty sure indoors I can do it. And I'll be streaming on Backpedal, so I can't let you guys down. So it's the Asos skin repair gel. So Asos do quite a good bum cream, and their skin repair gel, which for after is really good. Or just talc. Make sure you talc after the shower, because the thing is, it's one of those things that if you get a small tiny rub when you're doing the mileage and in the saddle, keep changing the bib. If you're doing those long days, if you're doing 90 kilometers and then an 80 kilometers back to back, get out of your bib. It's worth doing a quick bib swap halfway through. So I think I've done 5.5 hours on the turbo before, and 4.5 hours on the rollers, which was mental. And I swapped my bib three or four times. I can see you, Ed. Three or four times.
The world's smallest violin.
I just don't want you to get. I've been off the bike for about 3 months before with a what are they called?
Bake assist.
Yeah. A bake assist on your bum.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I know somebody it happened to locally here not that long ago.
And they're recurring. So once you get like an infection there, they can come back every couple of months. I mean, Dave Silvera, if anyone in the chat, Gaz, the black and white photographer, know, every 3 months you'd go through it and it would build up and then it would burst and then it was horrendous.
We might have to change the thumbnail of this video now to like one of us posing with our bums. and
just a big...
Yeah, I mean, we could get like thousands of views on this video then. Maybe Phil's bum, because Phill does a lot of like deadlifting and stuff. So Phil's bum could be on the thumbnail.
This is quite a good one.
What's this?
This is bum cream.
Another chamois cream. Oh, right. We're still on the chamois cream, are we? I've been in the live chat. Sorry. I mean, I heard you talking about my glutes. In the bodybuilding days, the hardest thing to get shredded was the glutes. They came in right at the very end, and you had to starve yourself to get the glutes, basically. And so, yeah, I mean, I've still got a bit of glute action going on with the deadlifting and the single leg deadlifting, which I've seen you in the gym, Ed, actually, on Instagram, on the leg extension machine and stuff like that. How are you finding the gym? You getting buff?
Yeah, that was 4 days ago and I'm still ruined. No, it was good. It was actually with the owner himself. He's got like a little, it's like a storage, like a storage unit. So the whole kind of area is like almost like decked out like a warehouse, like a warehouse gym. He's got like a free weights area, which you probably saw the picture of, the green matting and everything down. All the pull-up bars and stuff are on the right-hand side. All the free weights are on the left-hand side. And then in the next room is quite a small, basically all your machines. So the first couple of I mean, we started going there before that little fire break that Wales had, which was a couple of weeks ago. So I had a big 3-week gap then between going back there. So hence why I had to kind of, go back to square one. But yeah, we enjoyed that. It was really good actually doing that free weight session with some guidance as well. It was good.
Nice. It's really nice to see you in the gym, and if you keep it going, right, you'll find it as a nice little cross training benefit, especially a little bit of upper body work. You can work on the buys for Charlie a little bit, maybe get on the pec deck, that kind of thing. She'll appreciate that. And but I'm a massive advocate of the strength training. I think it builds flexibility. It builds obviously power and strength, but also with more muscle. And it's really hard to build much muscle in all honesty, but with a bit of better body composition, you get better at processing carbohydrates. And that is a good thing for the cyclist. And soon we'll have you on the deadlifting. Because the deadlifting is the cyclist friend. Guaranteed. Prime time. If you want more power through the glutes and the hammies, deadlift is the biggest bang for your buck exercise there is.
Yeah, we also need to work on forearm strength and hand grip for when we descend the Glibier and everything else next year.
Alex, what is he? Alex Holt
coming into the corner. There's going to be a lot of that going on because I'm like, even to a certain extent, when I went to the Tour de Stations, and obviously there's nothing in the UK that compares to going downhill for 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So you get really sore, coming into a corner, and it's different in Switzerland. The descents are more flowy, but I know that particularly in the Alps, they can be really aggressive coming into the corners. You have to be quite strong. But yeah,
I mean, I'll be descending ever so slowly. So yeah, there'll be no need for tight grip and all that kind of stuff.
So join us at the Festive 500, starting Christmas Eve on Backpedal. We'll get all the information out to you. So, and even if you just jump in for a couple of rides or something, don't feel pressured to do the whole 555 or whatever it's going to finish up at. But it'd be nice to see some of the backpedalers in there pushing it and stuff, and see how far you could do it. Some people do it in one day. That's what the big YouTube channels do, isn't it? They do 500 kilometers one day.
Yeah, I mean indoors. That wouldn't take you very long, would it? But
would it? I don't know.
Well, I know somebody who lives like quite literally in the middle of nowhere. He won't mind me saying that. Near the Black Mountains. And he's doing it, and I've seen the route that he's taking. So those of you that know Wales, he's leaving like the Black Mountains near Llandovery. He's heading like west all the way down to Pembrokeshire. He's doing all that kind of that shoe-shaped edge of Wales that you see, and then he's going like almost all the way to North Wales, like through Aberystwyth. It's hilly as anything, and then he's turning and then coming back through like Newtown and stuff all the way back through mid Wales. And it's like, not only is it 500k, obviously, there's so much climbing. Much climbing.
Yeah. I mean, Adam's just said there, we'll put the timetable up on the Strava as well. 12 hours for Mick, he said. TikTok route for Mick. Yeah, I'll be on the TikTok route. I won't be doing the Six Sisters on my streaming day, that's for sure. These two might...
The Six Sisters. Is there Six Sisters? I thought there was 4 horsemen and 3 sisters.
I do it twice.
I see.
It's not hard enough. So
Six Sisters.
When I'm fit enough, I do it twice. And
is that right? Has that ever happened other than in your mind?
I don't think I've even done 3 sisters. That's an XP challenge I'm not going to even bother getting. I'm not. I think Bullet's done it because he's tried to get every course on Zwift. So, yeah. Well, I mean, there's bound to be an award for the person that does the most.
Yeah.
The most kilometers or climbing?
Kilometers.
Kilometers.
They get
Sweet FA.
Yeah, we can rustle up a prize.
We can rustle up a prize.
Yeah, that'd be a prize.
Ed.2 or a back. They could be the
prize for the amount of mileage you do.
Well, you could do 2 prizes. Person that does the most. Okay, join the Strava club because we'll be able to easily then do it. So Backpedal on Strava. Follow us on there. We'll put everything out on there as well because we can post from there with 10 followers. So we can put stuff out on there. We've got the leaderboard, so we can easily then see who's done the most climbing and the most mileage. And it's funny because I spoke to Ed earlier and I said about this, and he said something about mileage. And what is the term for mileage in kilometres?
Kilometerage.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say kilometerage, would you? Phill
distance is the generic term for what you're both describing.
There's Ed going.
K's, isn't it?
Yeah, but you were like, I think we'll do.
Well, if you're an American,
kilometers.
it's clicks. Clicks, isn't it? They used to talk about clicks in the jungle in Nam.
Here's a click.
So, any other tips from you, Ed? I don't think from Coach Ed. If you had someone that's brand new to cycling coming to you, say, I'm going to do this mad challenge, Festive 500, Rapha Festive 500. What do I need to get through it?
That's a good point from Adam Turner there, actually. Well, funny enough, I was looking online just out of curiosity to see what some of the articles that have been written about the Festive 500, what do they say? A lot of them, like to give you like brief summary, say things like plan a day off for Christmas, pace yourself, like dress yourself for the conditions, find an easy route, don't take risks. It's like, they're pretty obvious things, isn't it? But like, well, some of them aren't so obvious, but why would you say take Christmas Day off? Like, obviously somebody's written it and not done their research. But
that Cycling Weekly or?
Yeah. So the last point that a lot of them make, and I think it's the last point because maybe they want people to do it, maybe from a safety point of view, is to ride indoors. So there you have it. There's your excuse to ride with us. You don't need anybody else to tell you anything.
I made last year, one of my best tips was last year I had mudguards on. I don't think I had mudguards on for 2 days, put them on, and then they weren't long enough. So I made, I don't know if you've probably seen this on Instagram previously, I made a little fender.
Feels like one of mudguards.
I made a little fender, like, at the end of a mudguard where it sort of kicks out. I made a little one of those out of a Thatcher's cider can. So watch out on the Backpedal Instagram. I'll share that photo. It was
Do you
quite
not
inspired,
submit that
actually.
to GCM Bodges?
GCN don't like me anymore.
Thing is, right, what is the mudguard for? Because you just put your kit in the wash at the end of the ride anyway.
Did you not
Yeah,
see
but
the
you-
GCN video where they dressed up in white morph suits? Is it morph suits?
Yeah. Well, that's going to be like my stag do ride with you two.
To be fair, yeah, good joke. To be fair, there was actually like very little difference between the mudguard bike and the non-mudguard bike, apart from Ollie's backside, which they do say though that having mudguards stops obviously stops like your back end getting wet, but also from getting cold, because of course your kidneys and everything else, there's not actually a lot of, your jersey notoriously comes up pretty high, doesn't it, at the back, especially when it's full of stuff, or when you're kind of keeling over, so it's all exposed, isn't it? So mudguards really, they do kind of help that.
They do spoil the aesthetics, though, don't they? They really do. There's no getting away from it.
They also keep the bike a lot cleaner as well.
If you're going fast enough and nobody sees you, I tell you what, there's some great pictures of people up north, who like make those, but they're massive. They're almost touching the ground, like, because those back in the day used to be like, you see any Audax riding and they've got a huge flap.
That's the bit that's the trouble is with mudguards. A lot of these race blades are quite popular, aren't they? Where they're just literally just about halfway down he's probably got a set there. They just go halfway down the back of the wheel. If you're in a club ride, you'll still get shouted at, because that is literally then going straight into the eye line of the person behind. Instead of going all the way over, it just goes like that. So, I mean, if you're in some cycle clubs, won't even allow you to come riding in the winter without mudguards. When we used to have social rides. So, but yeah, I think mudguards, even an ass saver, which is the little thing that goes under the saddle. There you go. Sort of cuts it off. Doesn't cut it off enough.
Well, that's the front one, but yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry, that's the back one. It's not very big.
But you'd be surprised what mudguards, how wet you get from the road compared to the thing. And if you've got that spraying on your bum for 4 hours in the wet and the cold, you're talking back to saddle sores and stuff. Piglet, Paul Hamblett. Nat always goes mad when I call him Piglet, but I think that's what he calls himself. So he's not
And
a
the
Piglet.
monk. And the monk.
The cycling monk. So
I used to
guess
be called that. Funny enough,
did you?
when I was 17, 18, so my last year as a junior, and I obviously tried to win the Junior Tour of Wales to then get like a pro contract, whatever you want to call it. That year was the year that I obviously went from like third cat to first cat. You couldn't be elite as a junior. First cat was the highest you could go. So third cat to first cat, and the 5 juniors in the club with me, they kept like not making fun, but they were saying like, why don't you come out with us? Or like, why don't you, like, you're always riding your bike and da-da-da. And then like they used to say that like I lived like a monk, which I likely did really, but it obviously worked, didn't it? So
And where are they now? That's what I want to know.
yeah, working at Domino's.
So
Nothing wrong with Domino's.
Piglet did say earlier about the saddle sore situation. Is like best advice is to get out of your bib straight away, get changed out of your kit. Ed said this before. Don't hang around in your kit. Get out of it. When I had an issue one year is when I did a time trial up in near Cheddar Gorge, and I didn't pack anything to change into afterwards. So I came back in the van. Bullet Bell sat next to me in all his changed clothes, all the way back to Minehead in my bib. And then it was 6 months of hell. So, get out of that bib straight away. Even if you're indoors, don't hang around. Don't get the shivers. Keep the salt intake high. Keep that, because you need to drink more indoors than you expect. And if you are doing it outdoors, if you go sneaky and try and get outdoors and get ahead of us that way, then make sure you do keep drinking when it's cold, because no one drinks enough when it's cold, because your body just goes, I don't need this. But you've got layers on, you're still sweating. and it's all about the next day. So keep eating for the next day, keep fueling up, and there's some. Go take a shower and get out of the kit. That's the best thing you can do, really. So
those are good tips, considering.
And always have this. All the photos are coming up from last year now, and this will shock you how much I ate. Oh, there's more mud guards there, Phill.
It's a banana. Sorry, I thought it was a slug or something that you'd befriended.
That's what you need. That's the rice.
Carved. Oh, naughty.
That after everything. I mean, that is a huge bowl as well. That's the size of my head. So keep going. And
was there any dastardly Mr. Saturated Fat in there?
Well, actually, the last, yeah.
You don't want dastardly Mr. Saturated Fat in the scene. That is not going to help you for the festive 555.
Ooh.
So this is one. This is a little interesting story. I won't keep you too long for this one. I went down to Tiverton. I cycled down near Exeter, and I put the TT bars on for that, which is ideal for the festive 500 because I just caned it out. And it was the first time I ever had lunch on a bin. So there you go. Lunch on a bin. That's how that was created.
The inaugural lunch on the bin.
Yeah, the festive 500. We got the Mrs. Crimbles.
That's it. The beverages are wrong.
Water.
Yeah, water, no cider.
Dude.
But Monster.
I know. Well, that was pre-Monster, Phill. I mean, that was
before the sponsorship
It's not really a lunch
deal.
on a bin, is it? You know, there's no Cadbury's cream egg there. There is no Monster there. It is a mere
chocolate orange.
shadow of what lunch on a bin became.
Yeah, we'll be able to do it in one day now. I can't move that light over. So, yeah. Any other tips from the chat? Has anyone seen any good tips?
And so while we consider the tips from the chat, because there is a lag,
always have a
tumbleweed moment.
Jane,
Scott has created a broadcasting hell. I was going to ask. You asked us to talk about our favourite Christmas movie, and I think we should ask the chat for their favourite Christmas movie. And I'm going to start you with A Nightmare Before Christmas. That is my personal favourite, because who doesn't love? And they call him Sandy Claus. That's my favourite.
Charlie likes that.
What's sad is I've got that on 3D Blu-ray, and I've never seen it.
It's the best.
I've got it downstairs.
It is the best.
It always looked a bit creepy when I was a bit younger.
Well, it is a bit creepy because it's Halloween meets Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a love story as well, and it's beautifully done.
I tell you what, I mean, we used to watch Home Alone throughout the year when we were kids. It wasn't even a Christmas film to us. It was just, we used to watch that all the time. But there is a great film on Netflix called Klaus. And that was just like, I'm not watching that. And like Ed was with Spider-Man the other day, Into the Spider-Verse. He didn't want to watch that because it looked too childish, but it is so good. So thumbs up in the in the chat if you like Klaus on Netflix. That's well worth checking out.
And Oliver Simpson, he likes Did Hard, corrected to Die Hard. And I think what better way to celebrate the birth of Christ than the mass massacre of an array of enemies of what's it called, the guy that stars in that? I forgot what it's called.
Bruce Willis and
Bruce Willis,
Hans Gruber,
actually,
and yeah.
Diplomatic immunity.
I don't think he was South African. I thought he was German.
No, the first criminals that they were fighting were South African. They had diplomatic immunity. And that's what they kept saying to him. And he proved them that he didn't have diplomatic immunity in his own inimitable style.
There we go. So that's Die Hard and Nightmare Before Christmas. Ed has been Googling it to see which is the best one.
I've been Googling it because I'm curious to see what weird ones would come up, like Die Hard.
Did Hard is a different one.
So can I make a correct? Jane has corrected me. It was Lethal Weapon that had the South.
Well, I didn't want to say. I was
thinking.
thinking.
Was there a difference? I mean, I'm not sure if there was a difference. One was Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Oh,
Danny Dyer.
I give up. It's just lots of Americans and Australians maiming each other.
Oh my word!
I wasn't confident enough to pull you up on it though. like Boba. Sorry, Ed, go on then.
Planes, Trains and Automobiles is a good shout.
That's different, yeah.
That's in the chat, actually. I enjoyed that film. I honestly, just because of, I guess, my age, I have to say, like, the Home Alone series, apart from the one where they changed and Macaulay Culkin wasn't in it. But I know everybody says it, but, like, that's what there was nothing else that I can remember.
I mean, Elf. I was quite late to the game with Elf.
That was like boundary for me.
You're not a Will Ferrell fan, Phil?
I like Will Ferrell when he's asking for the meatloaf, but in Elf...
Did you know there's a Welsh version of Die Hard as well? It's called Die Hard.
Die the name.
Well, speaking of which, though, Twin Town. Where do you stand on Twin Town and the Twin Tone BMW? I used to love. I watching. Was it Rhys Morgan? Rhys Davis, Rhys someone or other, Rhys.
Yeah, Fatty's Leg. That's the best film ever made. Period.
Yeah, it's genius, isn't it?
Cool Runnings.
Twin Tone BMW.
Cool Runnings isn't a Christmas film, I don't think, just because it's got snow in it.
Did National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation have Dan Aykroyd and...
No.
Okay.
It's the one with Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase. Okay.
Actually, it does. You might be getting confused because it has Bill Murray's brother in at the end.
I'm not confused because I didn't know who Bill Murray's brother was.
He's in a lot of those films. So yeah, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation's pretty good, and The Cousin. Everyone thinks they're what's the saying? Everyone thinks they don't realise they're Cousin Eddie or something. Everyone's got a Cousin Eddie, and if you haven't, you are the Cousin Eddie. So Love Actually, Nat's favourite film.
Is that a Christmas? Yeah, it is Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, that'll be Nat's favourite.
The Christmas science film. Lectures. I do like the idea of the science lectures. They were called something else, weren't they? What were the science lectures called, Jane?
The Phill of it.
The science lectures at Christmas. They always had them on, and you were pissed off as a kid because when the science lectures came on, it was in the build-up to your exams and going back to school. What were they called? They were kind of, you'd watch them rather than do your homework, basically.
Yeah, I don't know those. Yeah, Stephen Pritchard says The Holiday.
Faraday science lectures. Faraday, sorry.
There you go, Faraday. So in the chat, I don't know, demonetized. We joke, I've been demonetized, but I'll fill you in on that on a different story. The Grinch, the Jim Carrey film, I assume there, or the brand new one with Benedict Cumberbatch on Netflix. Bad Santa. Yeah, The Holiday is another rom-com-y one.
Can I say? Can I say it's not a Christmas film? But,
which one?
But sorry. It's very good, and Charlie introduced me to it recently. Some Like It Hot. Surely, no. Okay, we move along. Okay.
Whilst we're on, go on, Phil.
Some Like It Hot.
He's googling.
The Great Escape.
Oh, of course.
Oh my Lord, and then we're getting into what's the one? Oh dear me.
Well, the Hunt for Red October.
The tank one. No, the Hunt for Red. I'll come to me in a second. Bear me a second. The Great Escape, though, genius.
Oh, Scott's gone though. Quick, now's our chance.
Yeah, you got ad-lib now, Ed. Scott's gone to get his DVD collection, which it is actually something to behold. He does like a Ghostbusters. That's his favourite.
The Some Like It Hot film. 1959.
Oh my word! I knew he'd gone to get that. Sorry, 1959. Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, it's got Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon in it. It's an all-star.
It is a Christmas one.
What are you showing us? We don't need to see your PlayStation.
I'm quite here yet. Oh, I'm out of breath. How am I going to do this Festive 500? Ed? I'm out of breath already. 4 Christmases, A Christmas Story. Christmas Story is a classic. Santa Claus, Fred Claus. This is the one I was thinking of. I couldn't think of it earlier.
Have you heard, down your way, have you heard of something called streaming?
Ed, these are what used to happen before streaming.
Do you remember a floppy disk?
Arthur Christmas, Love Actually, Four Christmases. Phil, have you seen that?
I've seen none of these. Kelly's Heroes, though, when we're talking about proper Christmas movies, Kelly's Heroes, I know there's some people in the chat are going to love Kelly's Heroes.
There you go, Phil.
Genius.
3D.
I've never watched it.
Get it on eBay.
A Christmas Carol. Harold and Christmas, Harold and Kumar Christmas things. Home Alone 2, there's one for you, Ed. Scrooged.
You really do spend your money on absolute rubbish, don't you, Scott?
The Grinch. Christmas with the Cranks.
That
is cracking with Tim Allen from you know him, Ed.
Yeah.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah,
The Holiday.
Impression last week.
Pritchard. The Santa Claus 1, 2, 3.
I've never seen that one. I've only seen Santa Claus and
Phil.
Oh yes. Jingle all the way.
Schwarzenegger.
That was in his sellout years.
That was
The Nativity.
Turbo Man.
And Four Christmases again, because it's such a good film. That has got some good references in that. So that's the same director as was some of the Mandalorian episodes. So we can't mention films this week without saying, unfortunately, Jeremy Bullock died, who was the original actor who played Boba Fett in the original Star Wars film. So after we mentioned him last year, he was 75 and he passed away. So that's quite... He wasn't the original voice. That was... Who was the original voice? Jason Wingreen. Jason Wingreen was the original voice before the prequels got put in. Tamara Morrison, the guy that plays Boba Fett now in The Mandalorian, played Jango Fett. So the original voice was replaced with Jango Fett's actor. The original voice of Boba Fett was really good. Do you remember it, Phil? The original?
Yeah, I remember it well. Yeah.
It was really...
There was only 3 Star Wars movies.
So when they went and replaced his voice with obviously the New Zealander, it wasn't as scary. I think the original Boba Fett was like really mean, and then they replaced it with Tamara Morrison, who was like, yeah, New Zealander. I can't even do a New Zealand accent. So
out of the 3 of you, who's got the bigger N+1?
Well, me, I guess, isn't it?
Well,
no.
Do you in class? I mean, I've got 3 because I have the Watt bike, which is a bike in its own right, and is superior to the turbos that you both prefer. And of course, I've got 2 others.
I've got a bike just for the turbo, though. So does that count?
Yes, it does.
So I've got Scott Foyle, Canyon Air Road, Focus Paralane, which Ed forgot, and then a crappy mountain bike. And my old bike is currently with Ian Hayes. Ian Hayes is geezer who has just started Zwift 2 weeks ago and has done his first ramp test this week. And he came up with a score of 227. So he is already a B racer.
That is strong. How many you got, Ed?
I think I've got 6.
6?
Bikes.
We only ever seen a 1.
Oh, he's not allowed to mention that because
guys,
they're not
I've actually got to
closely.
go because I'm getting loads of phone calls from somebody, so I'm gonna have to.
Bloody wiggle delivery.
No, it's not. I think it's an important phone
Okay,
call.
well.
Okay.
Hope
Well,
all's Ed.
you're hosting, so take care, everyone. We'll catch you on the
Sorry.
Festive 500.
Yeah.
And I'll see you all tomorrow, 8:30 or so. Take care. But I hope all's all right, Ed.
Yeah, cheers,
All
guys.
the best, mate. Take care.
Bye.
See you all.